I noticed 5 red lines above my father's head. One was connected to my mother. Another was connected to my aunt, so my innocent self drew everything I saw. When my already suspicious mother saw my drawing, she completely lost control. She killed her husband with her own hands and then disappeared. As I grew older, I slowly came to understand the true meaning of those lines. Each red line connects people who have had physical relationships. Some people are connected to only one person. Others are connected to half the city. Only I can see these dangerous secrets. But I also realized this kind of vision could bring deadly danger. So out of fear, I chose to close my eyes and say nothing. I even tried to kill myself, but every attempt ended in failure. Until one day I finally made up my mind. I decided to find out where these red lines came from. At the same time, the police received a report. A 29-year-old cafe worker was strangled to death in her home. John conducted the investigation at the scene. He found that the victim was a 29-year-old woman living alone. The room looked messy, but everything was arranged with extreme order. The body was cleaned in an unusual way, like a carefully staged scene. The police investigation revealed that a helmeted man appeared in the apartment hallway the night before. He looked like a delivery driver, but strangely no food had been ordered that night. Even more disturbing, nothing valuable was missing from the apartment, and there were no signs of sexual assault on the body. This made the motive of the case unclear. The news also began reporting on the murder, and within a short period of time. This was the 3rd case of a woman living alone being killed. Watching these reports made me uneasy, because as a young woman living alone, I perfectly matched the profile of the victims. What she did not know was, I was about to face the shocking truth behind these cases. At that moment, my eyes were locked onto a detail in the news footage. A red line extended from the top of the helmeted man's head. Although people with hundreds of red lines are extremely rare, I knew that people with only one red line were even more dangerous. Just then, the roar of a motorcycle engine suddenly came from downstairs. I looked out and saw the helmeted man from the news with only one red line, slowly walking into the apartment building across the street. My instincts told me he was the killer behind the serial murders. I tried to call the police, but found my phone was already dead from not being used for a long time. In a panic, I immediately plugged it into the charger. My eyes stayed locked on the window. The man's figure disappeared into the hallway. Then I saw him enter the home of a newly moved-in neighbor. At that moment, my phone finally powered on. I trembled as I dialed the police, but then I suddenly froze. In the scene outside my window, that man was embracing the woman inside the apartment. Very soon, a second red line appeared above his head, connecting him to the female neighbor.